I always say, don't do it. Don't do it to other parents. Like, if that was your plan, get that right, get that right, get that right. Okay, I want to get right into this video. So let's get into it. If you don't know, I am the mother of Irish twins. And you might be wondering, what are Irish twins? Or you might have found this video because you have Irish twins. And I have scoured the internet looking for families, mothers that have similar situations to me. And while I've found similar, I haven't really found anything exact. So I'm going to share my story and my experience having Irish twins, and hopefully somebody can relate, or maybe you're just curious about the chaos. Either way, I hope you enjoy this episode. Please make sure you like, comment, rate, subscribe wherever you're watching this. Everything that you do helps me so much, and I'm so appreciative if you comment on this video on YouTube or on Spotify. I will make sure to respond to all of your comments as long as they're nice ones. I don't respond to the mean ones. No time for hate, but haters are still fans. So you might be wondering, what are Irish twins? So the definition of Irish twins are siblings who are born within 12 months of each other. Some people call their children Irish twins, but they're just past that mark. And I think that's fine, but the definition is 12 months or less. So my boys are 11 months apart. They are about to turn 6 and 7. And for the month of August each year, they are both the same age. So in August, Shay will turn 6 and Jackson will be 6 until September 1st. That's pretty crazy. And I feel like I am constantly explaining the situation to people. I always have to explain that they're in the same grade, and that's something super rare. If anyone has Irish twins that ended up in the same grade, I am super curious to hear your experience. Mine has been chaos, especially the first year. Keep in mind that I'm also a single mom and I have 2 boys. The first year was crazy. Jackson was 11 months old when Shay was born, and Jackson was still like drinking bottles, both obviously still in diapers. It was wild. Nobody was sleeping through the night. It was exhausting. But I have to say that once you get past the first 2 years, it gets so much easier. And the bond between the siblings is honestly unreal, unmatched, like nothing else I've ever seen. And I am one of 6. So I have seen some sibling bonds, and this is just another level. That's definitely one of the positives. One of the annoying parts of having Irish twins is my boys look alike. Really alike. They would probably pass for fraternal twins, but there are a lot of twins that don't even really look like each other, fraternal twins. So I get asked on the daily, as do they, if they are twins. Everywhere we go, every day of our lives, we are asked if they are twins. And it got to a point where I got sick of explaining that they're 11 months apart, because people are like, I know what you did. You had sex with your husband 3 months postpartum. And it's like, that is true. Thanks for mentioning that. I obviously knew. The other thing about Shay and my personal situation is that Shay was born 6 weeks early. So they should have been exactly a year apart. But because he was born premature, they're even closer together. My boys personally have always shared a room. They have been brought up like twins. I think another thing that I've done that obviously makes it look like they are twins is often, especially when they were younger, I would dress them in matching outfits. It just made my life so much easier, because in the morning, it's like you just grab the same shirt, grab the same shorts, put it on the kid. It's easier for me, but obviously that makes them look even more alike. And another thing that's kind of annoying that goes along with the clothes is certain things at certain times, they're the same size, but typically Jackson is like one size bigger than Shay. So it's good in a way that Shay gets all of his hand-me-downs, but kind of annoying in another way, because I have to buy like one size smaller for Shay, and Jackson can't fit in most of those clothes. Since becoming a mom with elementary school aged kids, I've realized that one of the benefits to having them in the same grade is that they have the same pickup drop off schedule. They're able to be in the same sports. It makes my life really easy. I didn't even think about what it would be like if they were in separate grades. So it's really nice that like the parent teacher conferences are back to back, and the school is very accommodating of twin parents. And that's something that I never thought I would be. And I think that that's unique to my situation too, is that I had two children that were different ages, born at different times. Never in my mind did it occur to me to consider them twins. They were always brothers, but as soon as they entered the same grade, they became twins. And I'm essentially raising two kids in the same grade, going through the same things at the same time. And I feel like as a mom, I suddenly became a twin mom. Like I wasn't prepared. I feel like if you have twins, you understand you're pregnant with twins, you envision the twins, two of everything. I just never saw that until they were put in the same grade. And I was like, this is what it's like. And it's very similar. It's really the same thing. And I was able to bond with this one twin mom in particular. She is amazing. Like, my idol. She has two boys in the same grade, and they're also, well, they were in the same class as the boys last year. And I will text her for anything. One of the things that occurred, and this will probably resonate with other twin parents, is that one child would be invited to birthday parties and the other wasn't. And that was more so because they do it by class. It wasn't super offensive, but it opened my eyes that they're going to have different friends. And I wasn't sure what to do about that. If you request that the other child be included, what you do, because especially as a single mom, it's hard to make an event if the other one's not invited. Like, I don't always have childcare. So, for certain circumstances, I do that. But one of my best friends' mom, my best friends were triplets. I mean, they still are. I reached out to her and I was like, what do you do in that circumstance? And she was saying the best thing to do, and what she found, was to let them make their own friends and let them do their own thing. And I was like, okay, that makes so much sense, because my boys are so different. They are not that similar. They like different things. They want to do different things. One of them is super athletic. One of them is super into Legos and building. One of them's super into video games. The other one is more creative. I swear to God, if I make something for dinner, like a vegetable and a meat, one of them is going to eat the meat. The other one's only going to eat the vegetable. And that's how it's always been. I found it super hard in the beginning with them being so close in age, but during those first 2 years, there's so many milestones that happen so quickly. And even now, I find it hard to not compare them. So I feel like now I get the report card and I'm looking at each and I'm like, which one did better and whatever, especially with like the milestones. This one hit this one's still not doing this one. I decided to potty train them at the same time just for my own sanity, because I felt like if they had each other, they were doing it together, it was going to be easier for everyone. And it definitely was. So if you are a new mom to Irish twins, I recommend doing some of those milestone things together. Obviously, there seems to be such a big gap when they are that young, but I swear once they hit like 3, 4, 4, 5, the little one is catching up. And they see everything that their older sibling has been doing, and they catch on really fast. My boys in particular have total first child, second child syndrome. Like, the first one is more soft and sweet, and the second one is just wild, out of control, just crazy. And they've always had those personalities. So I think that that's really funny. I think also with them being so different, it really shows you like the whole nurture versus nature thing. I often say that the boys are just like fraternal twins. They shared the same womb, just not at the same time. So in a way, I feel like that might have been easier on my body, but in another way, like, that sounds brutal, being pregnant for 2 years. I don't know how I did it. I think you just like black this stuff out as a mom. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't keep doing it, because it is nuts. One of the best things about Irish twins is that they always have somebody to play with. So their whole lives, they grew up with a real playmate, with somebody who was able to play the things that they were playing and interested in the same things that they were interested in at the same time. So while there are definitely pros to having older children and like an age gap and that they can help more, something that I found with the boys is I could always just say, like, go play. And they have each other to go play. And if I had to be the one entertaining the child all the time, it's not my thing. I'm not a play mom. I don't like to get on the floor and play. And while that may be controversial to some, it's just a fact. I feel like I do other things really well, but that really is difficult for me because I feel like I have so much to do and I just can't be like on the floor playing. Luckily, they're kind of past that play stage and more into the electronics, which is kind of the whole plot of Toy Story 5. Sorry if I just spoiled that for you, but That definitely hit home. I am really curious to see how their growth unfolds, specifically like over the next couple of years in elementary school, just to see their personalities develop, their talents and skills, just to see how they are socially. It's really exciting. And I feel like this perspective is so unique and so beautiful, even though it's super annoying to answer the question if they're twins all the time. And something I do is like certain people, I will be like, no, I'll explain the whole story. Like they're 11 months apart, da 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 da. But certain people, I look at them and I'll be like, I know what's coming. And I'm like, yeah, they're twins. Just makes my life so much easier. It's like I'm never going to see that person again. Like they don't need to know. It's more like the older people that get judgy. To be honest, I don't even remember conceiving them. And I definitely wasn't thinking that I was able to get pregnant because I was breastfeeding Jackson at the time. So I don't know. I felt like I was bleeding from postpartum. I don't know if I had gotten a period. Like it was just a blur. But it's really funny because I always say, don't do it. Don't do it to other parents. Like if that was your plan, I'm like, don't do it. I understand having them close together, but did that take such a toll on me physically, emotionally? It still does, but like I said, it's beautiful. It's something so special, so unique. I really feel like the pros totally outweigh the cons. So maybe at this point I would say do it. No, I still can't recommend it. Like you're crazy. Especially if you have other kids. Oh my God. God bless you. Honestly, God bless all the mothers. I don't know how we all do it. We are superheroes and men could never. That's like, men could never. Anyway, I just wanted to make a short little video talking about being an Irish twin mom and hope that I'm able to connect with some of you. Probably better that this video is short because we are all so effing busy. Well, thank you guys so much for watching or listening to Young, Hot, and Divorced. I'm Tori, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.